wanted a smooth, quiet system. And so running 2 chains, they love it. We tested several different designs. We're getting ready to bond up a new downhill bike. We started testing the 6-bar last year on the race circuit, and now we're getting the whole team on them. So Eddie and Matt and the Pivot Next Gen team will all be on carbon fiber 6-bar.
Okay.
It's pretty interesting. So all the lugs start out as a billet block of aluminum, and the bottom bracket area is like a 20 to 30 hour CNC machining process. And it's taking, I don't know, a week to 2 weeks to get a set of lugs done. But we can build a prototype in about 3 to 3.5 weeks. It's considerably shorter than what it was taking us to do an aluminum bike with heat treat and everything. And then other people have done lugs in carbon fiber before. That's not a big deal, but the big deal is we're also doing all the carbon tubes here, and we're doing all the layup designs, and we're getting the stiffness of the chassis and basically the feel and strength of the carbon tubes similar to what the production layup will be, and then bonding them all together. And the end goal is to basically get the bike as close to what a production bike will be, but in prototype form. Okay. And get it done quickly.
All right.
Bernard had something with a chainstay, and we got that all taken care of, and we were actually able to make some changes to the layup. And yeah, that's why you go racing and get everything dialed in. So by the time we get to a production bike, it's ready to roll for the general public.
Okay. And as far as mass producing these beautiful lugged and carbon frames, is that just cost prohibitive, time prohibitive?
It's both cost and time prohibitive.
Okay.
It's, I would estimate if we took in not only material costs, but the machine time and everybody's time, and then what a normal retail price would be, they'd be $20,000 frames. So it's a tough one to, on any kind of production scale, to get something like this to the market.
Okay. And then as far as, obviously the material, just by having the lugs, is different than a full carbon frame. I imagine weight is going to be dropped a bit. How about ride quality?
Ride quality should be quite similar. We work really hard on the design of the lugs and the stiffness of those to really match what the final carbon fiber bike will be. So the chassis that Jake and Bernard are riding right now are actually within about 3% of the same stiffness and feel of the production current Phoenix as well, and so we'll aim for that with the production bike.
Okay. And how about for weight savings?
Weight savings will be pretty big. The lugged bikes are about 3/4 of a pound heavier than a production bike.
It was fun. It's always fun building the new bike.
Right on. How many of these have you put together?
We're probably in the 15 to 20 range so far.
This is the upper drive sprocket, and then the sprocket that goes down to the crank sprocket.
Okay. And can you tell us why you decided on this design and what the benefits are?
This is something that Weagle has been working on, and we were interested in testing higher pivot bikes. We built DW chassis, just standard DW link, that were a little higher placed with more rearward wheel travel path, really to the point of starting to get more pedal kickback. And then this allowed us to take that a little bit further. But what we didn't want is the high chain tension, chain derailment. We wanted a smooth, quiet system. And so running 2 chains, we're really able to separate those things. So you don't have this chain running over a really small sprocket and having that noise, that pull on one tiny pulley wheel. And it just runs really smooth and quiet and doesn't get the type of chainstay length growth that you would get with other designs.
Okay. So seeking to blend the pros and cons of a high pivot bike without so many of the drawbacks.
Yeah, and also most companies have already learned that going to a truly high pivot, there's some disadvantages to that of the wheelbase growing and how the bike corners. So we've really found this balance. It's pretty close to the current VW lathe, but just a little bit higher, and offers the team that kind of last tenth of an advantage.